Good afternoon. How's your day been? Welcome back to Gooner Fanzine TV. A lot to talk about today on the back of Arsenal boss Unai Emery stripping Granit Xhaka of the captaincy. There's obviously been a lot of talk over the last week or so about the rights and wrongs of it and the background to it. Granit Xhaka obviously put out a statement that potentially wasn't authorised by Arsenal, but Arsenal then shared it with the 50 million Twitter followers. Basically, Granit Xhaka was saying that he was abused on social media by trolls, cowardly trolls, and his family received abuse as well, which was completely unacceptable. Anyone who does that is just, you need to look at yourself basically, because it's completely wrong. We certainly never condone it, and nor should any fan whatsoever. Now we've said that, and I've also got to add, I've never booed a player in 40 years of watching Arsenal. But now we've said that, there has to be a distinction drawn between reprehensible personal abuse of players and their families and measured criticism of on-field performances and behaviour. And for me, as I said previously, Granit Xhaka's behaviour was simply unacceptable during the Palace game, and for me, he deserved to be stripped of the captaincy. Unai Emery, as he does, takes a while to consider matters before acting on them. You could argue that measured approach does work, but sometimes you need immediate leadership, and there was a bit of a vacuum in terms of nothing coming out of the club for a few days in terms of the captaincy. Ahead of the game in Portugal, Unai Emery has obviously confirmed that Granit Xhaka has been stripped of the captaincy, and Gooner Fanzine TV and myself and the Gooner Fanzine probably think that's the right idea, and that's certainly the right thing to do, because Granit Xhaka was not captaincy material, certainly judging by his behaviour against Palace when he was substituted for Bakary Sagna late in the game. Also, another point is Aubameyang's been made captain. Whatever you think of forwards and strikers being made captain, it's a good move, it's a positive move, and it's a move that should be applauded. For me personally, I wanted Hector Bellerin as captain, as long-term captain. He's 23, 24, he knows the ethos of the club, he's grown up with the club, and off the field I think you do have to be a leader as well, and his support of a lot of issues that most footballers won't go near deserve to be applauded, whether it's LGBT issues, whether it's saving the environment, whether it's talking about detail in terms about plastics and things like that. There's so many things that he gets involved in which normal footballers shy away from, and I think he can be a real leader for the 21st century for Arsenal. That said, we're completely happy with Aubameyang being appointed captain. He's a very, very positive influence in the dressing room. He's a bit of a character. I've been in Colney so many times when you do see his expensive Italian cars being washed. And good luck to him, he earns his money. Why shouldn't he buy cars? It's not detracting from his on-field performances, and it's certainly not detracting from his attitude, which is spot on in terms of what he does for Arsenal Football Club as a striker. He got his 50th goal at the weekend in, I think, was it 78, 79, 80 games? Whatever it is, it's an astonishing ratio, and one we all hope that will continue, basically. So, well done to Arsenal for basically getting rid of a captain that should never have been captain in the first place. Well done to Unai Emery for doing that finally, although you can argue he should never have appointed Granit Xhaka in the first place. Well done to Arsenal and Emery for appointing a positive role model, and Aubameyang is a positive role model in his way. As for the game, Arsenal were through practically. The 9 points out of 9. We were in Frankfurt to watch Arsenal win 3-0 in the opening game of the Europa League group stages for the club. There was a 4-0 victory against Standard Liège, which was really easy. Standard Liège just weren't a very good side that night. And as I'm sure you guys all remember, the 3-2 victory against Vitoria last time out in the group 2 weeks ago at the Emirates. That was quite a game. Arsenal were struggling for most of it. They didn't play that particularly well. Marcus Edwards, former Spurs youngster, scored, which summed up the night for long periods of it. Bruno Duarte got the first goal. He's basically said ahead of the game in Portugal that it's not good enough just to dominate sides, big sides like Arsenal. You have to beat them, and I don't think Victoria have got enough to beat Arsenal today. But the thing is, it's a sideline to Saturday's game. Saturday's game is the most important game of the week, basically. It's certainly one of the most important games of the season. We don't want to get too carried away in terms of, this is a must-win game. This is a game that could shape the future of the season. This is a game that could shape Unai Emery's future. But at the same time, it is a vital game, regardless of what happens tonight. And for what it's worth, I think Arsenal will get through. Even a draw should be good enough. And if they do win and Stade Liège fail to beat Frankfurt in Belgium, then Arsenal are through. And that's something that we've probably all known for a long time this season. The main thing is Arsenal get a result from Leicester on Saturday. They don't even have to get a win. They have to show that they're a coherent side with a clear strategy, a clear way of playing, with players who can play well with Emery's ethos, which is playing from the back. We all saw the Watford debacle in the second half earlier in the season when Arsenal were coasting at 2-0 up and then just threw it away through really bad defending, really bad adherence to a tactic that just didn't work in terms of playing from the back. We've interviewed Arsenal legend Lee Dixon recently on Gooner Fanzine TV. You can watch it now. It's a really good interview. Lee was an amazing bloke, really insightful, really intelligent, spoke so well about the club. He still loves basically the club of his life, but he did talk about the Watford game. He referenced that Watford game towards the end of the interview. Have a look yourself, but at the same time he basically said it wasn't good enough, and any repeat of that on Saturday, and you do have to question the future of Unai Emery as Arsenal boss, which is, no one wants that. All you want is progress basically, and nearly 18 months into the new project after Arsene Wenger left, it doesn't seem to be any coherence. There doesn't seem to be any strategy. It doesn't seem to be any long-term thinking. The players haven't played particularly well. Emery plays players out of position when you can't see why he picks them in the first place. Emery obviously made a misguided call in terms of the captaincy. He's rested the most creative player. Arsenal can't play from the back. They can't defend. There's so many issues there that need addressing. A good performance at the King Power Stadium on Saturday will go a long way to addressing those. Can they do it? You tell me. I don't know if they can. We'll be up there. We'll be doing post-match reaction, extensive post-match reaction after the game. But for me, obviously, Victoria is an important game in terms of the fact you want Arsenal to win every game, and every game should be treated as an important game for Arsenal. But at the same time, the only game this week that matters anything really is Leicester City away on Saturday. And Leicester, make no mistake, are a really good side. They've got their mojo back from winning the league in 2016. They were an exceptional side that year. You could argue they're a bit lucky with suspensions and injuries, but they won the big games when they needed to, and that's something that Arsenal haven't done for a very long time. You may recall Arsenal were the only team to do the double over them that year, the 5-2 at the King Power, 2-1 in a dramatic game at the Emirates. But the week after that, Leicester went to Man City, Pep Guardiola's Man City, and won 3-1. And they're getting back to that sort of form and that sort of character and that sort of courage. And Arsenal need to show courage and character of their own to get any sort of result in Leicester on Saturday. Whether they can, we'll find out soon. But yeah, there'll be a lot more from Gooner Fanzine TV. Thank you so much for watching. As I say, watch our interview with Lee Dixon. I really enjoyed it. Hopefully Lee did as well. He's a really good guy. I've known him for a couple of years now, and he's an exceptional human being. Really good player in his time. I probably saw about 95% of his games home and away and all across Europe for Arsenal. And he speaks so movingly about the club. He still loves the club, as I say. He talks about Wenger, he talks about Emery, talks about 89, Anfield 89, the season 88, 89 in great depth, and obviously Amy Lawrence's brilliant book, 89, Arsenal's greatest moment, basically. So give that a watch. We've got so much content out there. We've got so many other interviews. Per Mertesacker, Amy Lawrence, Jill Armstrong as well. Loads of other bits and pieces. We've got really strong reaction after games now from people who are in the inside, as well as loyal, passionate and articulate fans. So thanks for watching. We're growing all the time. Really appreciate you guys watching us. Like I say, leave a comment, share. It's important that we know what you guys are thinking as well. You've heard my say. What do you think? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on Saturday. Cheers.